Hi, my name is Neil Keleher. In this video I'll be going over some headstand preparation exercises and exercises that you can actually do in headstand to make learning headstand a little bit easier. And to start off with, I'll show you some basic shoulder exercises so that you can work on creating stability whilst doing headstand. And I'll also work on, show you how you can work on a tripod headstand, which is probably a simpler version of headstand to start off with. And for all of these examples, the starting point is learning how to set up the neck and chest so that your neck is stable and strong, which is probably one of the more important things when working towards headstand, since you don't want to place too much pressure on your neck when the neck is unprepared for it. So to start off with, I'll be showing you how to prepare the neck for headstand. So the starting point for doing headstand is to prepare both the neck and the rib cage. And the rib cage is important because it is the base of the neck. The better you are at setting up the rib cage, the easier it is to set up your neck. And so a starting point for doing headstand is to simply practice lifting your front ribs. At the same time, you can lengthen your neck by pulling your ears up, and back away from your shoulders, and then relaxing your chest and letting your head go forward. And one thing when trying to lift the chest, what you can do is focus on your thoracic spine, the part of the spine that your ribs attach to. So to lift the chest, focus on bending your thoracic spine backwards. And do this as slowly so that you can feel your spine bending backwards. And then when you relax, let your thoracic spine bend forwards. So the idea here is focus on feeling your thoracic spine bend it backwards. At the same time, feel your front ribs lifting and expanding, and then relax. Then once you've practiced that a few times and have a feel for your rib cage and your thoracic spine, then add neck awareness. So as you bend your thoracic spine backwards, as you lift your chest, then pull your ears up and back away from your shoulders so that the back of your neck feels long. And then on the relaxation phase, which you can do with an exhale, let your head move forward and let your chest sink down. Now in headstand, you won't be lifting the chest and relaxing it. Instead, you'll be trying to hold the position where your chest is lifted and your neck is long. However, while learning to feel your neck, you can move your chest and neck so that you get a practice both feeling your rib cage and your neck and controlling them. And then when it comes time to doing headstand, or actually once you've done this a few times, see if you can hold a position where your chest is lifted and your neck feels long. And then from this position, what you can do is try tilting your head slightly to one side and then the other. Do this slowly, and then hold the middle position and see if you can find the position where both sides of your neck feel equally long. And that's one of the challenges in headstand, is if you haven't got neck awareness while you're sitting upright, it's probably next to impossible to get a feel for it in headstand when you're upside down and the weight of your body is pressing on both your neck and your head. So practice feeling the position of your neck in an unweighted position. Here it's only bearing the weight of your head. So see if you can feel the position where both sides of your neck are equally long, and then from there you could also feel both sides of your rib cage. See if you can feel the position where both sides of your rib cage and even your waist are equally open and equally long. Continuing with neck awareness exercises, as well as being aware of the position of your head so that the sides of your neck feel equally long, and also feeling both sides of your rib cage so that your rib cage is symmetrical. The other dimension that you can be aware of is front to back, and in particular the front to back tilt of your head. Personally, when I'm doing headstand, it feels like I'm pressing down on this point here. You may prefer a point further forwards, or you can also experiment with a point further back. Probably what is more important is having the ability both to feel the position of your head and neck, and also to feel the position of your neck so that you can find the position by moving your head slowly and smoothly that is most comfortable for your neck. So bearing that in mind, lift your chest, lengthen your neck, make both sides of your neck and rib cage equally long, and then from there slightly tilt your head forward. Notice the feeling in the back and front of your neck, and then slightly tilt your head back, or slowly tilt your head back. And just focus on feeling your neck as you do so. So slowly tilt forwards. So in this position, if I was in headstand, I think the weight of this part of my head would be contacting the floor. Then I slowly tilt back, and then it would be somewhere here. But it's just simply to develop some control. So rather than just going like this and this, see if you can do both actions slowly and smoothly so that you can carry that same smoothness when you are actually doing headstand. Now, the next most important part of the body to set up for headstand is the shoulders. In tripod headstand, you'll actually be using your shoulders and your arms to support your body weight. And what will happen is, what I would suggest is that, especially at the beginning, you have your weight even between the hands and the top of the head. So if your hands press down with equal pressure to your head, your center of gravity is somewhere between your hands and your head. And so part of being able to use your hands is learning how to use the shoulders. And ideally you learn how to use your shoulders so that you use them with the minimum amount of effort necessary, so you can learn to feel your shoulders and arms and also to control them. And the starting point for controlling the arms is, as I showed in my Chaturanga Dandasana video, learning to control the shoulder blades. And actually what you're learning to do is stabilizing the shoulder blades with respect to the rib cage. So even before that, if you lift and expand your rib cage so that your rib cage is stable, then the muscles that act between your rib cage and your shoulder blades have a firm foundation from which to act on the shoulder blades. And then from there, the muscles that act between your shoulder blades and your arms have a firm foundation from which to act on the arms, helping you to stay stable in headstand. And for headstand, for tripod headstand, with the upper arms in front of the shoulders, what I'd suggest is learning how to use the serratus anterior muscle, these muscles here. These act to spread the shoulder blades. In bound headstand, with the fingers interlocked behind the head, and the elbows are slightly higher than the shoulders, what you'll also probably need to learn how to use is the trapezius muscles, particularly these fibers here, which lift the outer edge of the shoulder blade. So what I'd suggest first of all is first learning how to spread the shoulder blades and then relax, so you're learning how to use the serratus anterior. And then the next exercise you can use so that you learn to feel and control your shoulder blades is to both spread your shoulder blades and lift them, combining that with an action of the arms. We'll go over that in a moment. So the basic action for setting up your shoulders starts with the rib cage and neck. So to begin with, lift your chest, lengthen your neck, and then from there, if you need more explanation, please watch my Chaturanga Dandasana video that goes into shoulder blade stabilization in a bit more detail. But with your chest lifted and neck long, spread your shoulder blades so your shoulders move forward, and then relax them. And what you can focus on, feel the inside edge of your shoulder blades. So with your chest lifted and neck long, spread the inside edge of your shoulder blades so that you maximize the possibility that you are activating the serratus anterior, and then relax. Slowly spread the inside edges of your shoulder blade, keep your neck long, chest open, and then relax. So repeat that a few times so that you get comfortable with the action. And then from there, chest lifted, neck long, spread the shoulder blades, move the arms forwards while keeping the shoulder blades spread, and then relax. Chest open, neck long, spread the shoulder blades, move the arms forwards, and then relax. Notice the speed at which I'm doing this. Try to find the same slow and smooth speed. And then from there, chest lifted, neck long, sides of the neck evenly long, and also neck comfortable front to back. Spread the shoulder blades, bend the elbows, and then move the elbows forwards. And you notice as I lift the elbows, as I move them forwards, my hands are pressing up. So this duplicates a similar type action you'll actually have in headstand, although you won't actually be moving your arms. So chest lifted, neck long, spread the shoulder blades, bend the elbows, push the hands up, and then relax. Spread the shoulder blades, bend the elbows, push the arms up, and then relax. After doing that exercise, you can look at going into tripod headstand. And for tripod headstand, looking from the top, your hands are not on the same line as your head. Instead, they are forward of the head so that they form a triangle. So the head and palms form an equilateral triangle. So this distance is equivalent to the distance between the hands, approximately. So from the head on the floor, and hands on the floor in front of the head, about shoulder width apart. So like so. Then from there, you'll have to, what I'd suggest, press your hands down first. So spread your shoulder blades, press your hands down. And then slowly press your feet into the floor, lift your knees. As you do so, as you lift your knees, you'll notice that your arms have to press down with a lot more pressure. So spread your shoulder blades, press your hands down, slowly lift your knees up, and then from there, walk your toes forward. And then what I'd suggest is come down straight away, and then relax, and then repeat. Spread your shoulder blades, press your hands into the floor, slowly lift your knees. Notice the strength you need in your arms. And you could try walking forward, move your hips that way. So repeat that a few times. Get comfortable putting weight on your head. Excuse me. And then from there, what you can do, I'll try it this way. So even in this position, move your head slightly side to side. See if you can feel a position where both sides of your neck are even, and then feel the sides of your ribs. Try to make both sides of your ribs and waist feel even. Spread the shoulder blades, push the hands down, and then from there slowly lift your knees. Keep feeling your neck. Very slowly and smoothly move side to side. See if both sides of the neck are even, and then walk forward. And then press your hands down a little bit more, see if you can lift your feet, and then put them down. So from the side, same thing again. Spread your shoulder blades, press your hands down, set up your neck from side to side, head and neck, rib cage and waist. Slowly press the feet down, lift the knees. Also, you can slightly check, there's not much you can do here, but slowly check front to back orientation. Make your neck comfortable front to back. Press the hands down, lift the knees, slowly come down, and even here, keep pressing your hands down until your knees are on the floor, and then relax. And then after a rest, repeat that again. Shoulder blades spread, press the hands down, lift your knees. Lift your hips high. Try to get your hips over your hands. And then from there, as you lift the feet, notice the extra strength you need in your arms to keep yourself supported. And then lower down. Now what I'd suggest is moving up into headstand slowly, rather than trying to get up into headstand and then that's it. You do it, you hold it, and then you come back out. develop the ability to feel and control your body so that you keep your neck safe in particular, but also so that you can continue to enjoy headstand and any other pose in which you are exploring your body in yoga, and so that you can use the awareness that you develop to make doing anything else easier. So while we're here in headstand and tripod headstand, still developing, the other reason for going slowly and smoothly is so that you give your neck time to build up, your neck muscles the time to build up the necessary strength, so that you can support the weight of your body on your head for longer and longer. But and actually that's one of the reasons why bound headstand is a little bit easier, because it's then easier to use your arms to take some weight off of your head. But just to continue the exploration of tripod headstand a little bit further, so one of the things that you can do to develop control, first of all, notice the weight on your hands and your head. See if you can keep the weight approximately even between your hands and your head, so that your center of gravity is midway between the two. One of the things that you can do so that you can develop some control, and you can use this in tripod headstand as well, is to practice moving your legs with the knees at approximately the same height as the hips. So again, setting up your head side to side, also front to back. Try to lengthen both sides of the waist and rib cage, spread the shoulder blades, press the arms down, slowly lift the knees, and then lift the legs. And you can spread the knees a little bit, and then from there, just move your feet forward slightly, and then back, forward, and back. And what you may notice as you move forward, your arms have to work a little bit harder. As you move back, you can relax your arms just a little bit. And slowly forward and back, and then lower down. Keep the pressure on the arms, and then relax. What you can then try doing is slowly lift your legs a bit higher. Try the same thing. Move your legs, your shins forward and back. And then you can do the same thing with your legs straight. Keep your knees straight, and then from the hips, move your legs slightly forward and back, seeing if you can control it, but also noticing the way it affects your foundation as you do so. And if you aren't noticing any changes, then probably what you're doing is compensating so that as you move your legs forward, your hips move back. I won't suggest trying to keep the hips still in this just because you're learning to control it, but instead try moving. For the first stage, just try moving your legs slowly and smoothly, noticing the changes that happen, the changes in sensation that happen in your foundation. One more thing, if you notice that your neck does feel uncomfortable doing this, then take a break, do some neck stretching afterwards, and if you feel uncomfortable after doing that, then you might need to not do this or consult someone in person to give you some tips for a headstand. But in general, what I'd suggest is slowly work at gradually increasing the time that you spend upside down. And probably just as important, practice moving smoothly into the headstand and also move smoothly out of it. But anyway, the next step, and do make sure when you're going upside down, actually one of the first things I do teach people is how to roll out of a headstand comfortably. But do make sure that the area behind you is free. If you're worried about rolling on the floor, have some cushions or mats so that you can roll out comfortably. And actually do practice forward rolling with your spine rounded so that you are comfortable with rolling, and then try rolling out of a half headstand to see if you can do it comfortably. And then once you have that, then it's a bit easier to go upside down, fully up, and not have to worry about falling out, because you know you can fall safely. But anyway, making sure the area behind you is clear. I'm a little bit too close to the wall there, but anyway. Spread your shoulder blades, so set up your neck, spread your shoulder blades, press your palms down, slowly lift the knees, and then from there, slowly lift the legs. And lift the knees a little bit higher. Try to slowly move the legs forwards
And then move the legs back. That's a little bit scary. Move the legs forwards and then back. And then what you can try doing is slowly straighten the legs. And then slowly bend them. You can see, excuse me, I'm a little bit shaky there. I haven't done much work in this. So if you're tired, take your time. Rest when you need to, then do it again. And this is what I'm going to do now. I'll take a rest for a few moments. I'll focus on feeling my chest, feeling my neck. Is my neck comfortable? Also my shoulders. And then from there, I'll try and carry the same feeling. And then once you're used to straightening the legs, the next exercise you could try doing, excuse me, is shoulder blades spread, press the hands down. Both sides of the neck even, lift up. And straighten the legs. And slightly move the legs forwards. And slightly move the legs back. Slow and smooth. Forward and back. And then lower down. So all of this is to get used to being upside down, also to get training your neck to bearing the weight of your body. And if you're happy doing this, you can do it with knees bent. You could work towards lifting up with the knees straight, which is actually easier because you have your hands on the floor. And then what I would suggest is you can start working on bound headstand with the fingers interlaced behind the head. And that is actually, it's difficult because it requires a bit more flexibility, but it's also safer for your neck because you can press your elbows and your forearms down to take the pressure off your neck, and then you can gradually reduce the pressure of the arms so that your neck bears more and more weight. But this is just an introduction to headstand. Stay tuned for some more videos on bound headstand and other headstand variations. Thank you very much.